Hey guys, so here we are in front of the 75-gallon reef. It's been up for about a month now running. Did some tests and the tank is now fully cycled. So we're going to be doing our first full water change as well as switching over to the permanent salt, which is right here. As you guys know, on this tank I use the neomarine reef salt. Right now I just use the regular instant ocean to cycle the tank. I got a big bucket of salt water mix in here, as well as about another 50 gallons in the garage. So we're going to do a 100% water change. I'll get started on that here in a little bit. What I'll be using for that is my automatic water change system, which is already hooked up to the faucet in my bathroom around the corner. And then obviously once that's completely done, I'll just start pumping water back into the system. I did measure out the salinity. The tank right now, it's currently 1.021, I believe, and it will be 1.025 for my salinity. The other thing, once the water change is complete, I will be putting in the zeolite media to start that process. I think that's part of the reason why I had some cloudiness and bacterial issues last time I ran this system. Is I didn't let it cycle on its own. I just put the zeolite media in there. So I think it took a while for the bacteria to really scratch it. I think there wasn't enough nutrients for a prolonged period of time, that when I did start adding fish, that's when I started having the bacteria. But anyhow, let's get started with this. back. So while the tank fills up, we're going to go ahead and fill up the zeolite reactor with the zeolite media. This is something you want to add slow because it does take a while to establish, but also if you're adding it to a new system, it will strip a lot of the nutrients as well as elements out of your water. So my best advice is just follow whatever your manufacturer recommends. In this case, Brightwell recommends adding 200 grams per 100 gallons of water. I've got 75 gallons of water, including some, give or take 5 to 10 gallons. So that means I need 150 grams or 1 cup. And I run that basically for the first, I add 1 cup for each week for the first 2 weeks. At a very low flow rate, about 25 gallons per hour, which if you have a manifold is really nice to do. Otherwise, you got to look at your zeolite reactor and kind of figure out if you have a ball valve or what the flow is. When I first got this, it just had a pump that ran on a single speed, so I went with what I had. Now it's plumbed into the manifold. And then you also got to add 5 milliliters of the Microbacter 7 daily per 100 gallons. For the last month, I've been adding 15 milliliters just to help build the beneficial bacteria. So I will definitely cut that down to just 5. So let's go and get this thing filled up. So let's see. One nice thing that I forgot I needed was my funnel. Where did I put that? Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I don't know where it went. I had it and had it set aside. Had to go mess with the salt water. Oh, it's right behind the counter. There we go. Funnel makes this a lot easier. So, with my particular zeolite reactor, this is obviously the inside chamber. The outside chamber is still in the sump, and if you guys are watching the video, you might know I spent through a kind of difficult time getting it out, which is definitely gonna make this a little bit more of a chore, especially because I change out my zeolite once a month versus once every 5 weeks. It's just easier to set it in my calendar. That open. As you guys will see, the tank's filling up. I just keep throwing my buckets of water in the big reservoir here and just letting the pump do its thing. Trying to speed up the process because I got to cook dinner for my wife. We're celebrating our anniversary this weekend. 1 year. Pretty excited about that. She's upstairs trying to ignore me right now because she knows I'm nerding out, and I think she gets a kick out of it, to be honest with you guys. So that's about a cup. Or 150 grams. This is just the 2.2 pound bag. I don't even think it was full when I think I used it before I broke down the system. But I should have enough in there to get the whole system up and running. Which it'll take me a total of, I believe, 5 cups. Yeah, it'll take a total of 5 cups for this. But if not, it's only like $8 a bag. It's actually pretty cheap. It's one of the cheaper things in this hobby. Put in there. It does say to rinse it off. I've never done that. I've always just let my skimmer and my carbon kind of take out any particles. Like that. Locking ring back down. And I got a treat for you guys. After I get this in and the tank's filled up and I make sure everything's working properly, we're gonna get those clownfish that have been quarantined for the last, let's see how we did. A week of copper, a week of Prizipro, a week of observation. So they've completed 4 weeks because they've been just in regular water for the last 2. Alright. So let's see if I can get this in there without causing too much problem. Let me bring you guys around here so you can get a better view of what I'm doing. Let's see. Or a better view of the tank, whatever. It's probably better to look at than I am. Let's see. I found an easy way was kind of pick it up like this. Let's see. There we go. And I think this is where I made the outlet tube when I customized this a little too long. but I wanted to make sure it sat well below the water level in whatever sump I got. So actually that wasn't too bad. So we got that in there. The skimmer's in there ready to go. I change out one filter sock every 2 days, which I just rotate them out. As you guys probably saw, I did that. Only took out the first one because it's the one that fills up first. So yeah, we're gonna get this tank filled up, and when I get back with you guys, we'll be putting some fish in. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. So we're done with the big water change and getting the zeolite started in the system. We're gonna go and get the fish in, but before we do that, we need to add the Microbacter 7. We're gonna just do the 5 mils as they recommended for the day. When I do that, I gotta turn the skimmer off. It says for 4 hours. I usually just do it for my normal standby, which is half an hour. Because if I do it any longer, I'll forget to turn it back on. And I'll just dose this directly to the tank. 5 milliliters is about a capful. I also have the reef fuel, which is in my remote reservoir in the closet to the, I guess, your guys' left of the tank. I did go ahead and decide to set that timer up so in the morning for 5 minutes it'll dose 5 milliliters. And it'll start that every 24 hours. But let's go ahead and get these guys in the tank so we can call it a night. My wife's giving me some nasty looks because she's ready for her anniversary dinner. And of course the fish are getting the attention. So sorry babe, I love you, but just another minute, I promise. Alright, let's see. So as I mentioned, these guys have been acclimating for a while. This is Duncan and Dee Dee, our mocha snowflake clowns. Let's see. Oh, we got Duncan right here. We'll get him in the tank. Nice thing about being kind of late is you'll see my lights are starting to kind of go into their, starting to dim down, and I have it as the sunrise, sunset, so it should take some stress off the fish. But these guys did awesome in quarantine. I didn't see any signs of anything. They were healthy. I fed them a variety of foods multiple times a day. They were active. They interacted, which is pretty cool. All right, there we go. Got Dee Dee in. So these are the first fish in the tank. Let's take this down. All right, so now of course they went ahead and found one of the ledges there, or at least Dee Dee did. I do have a temporary heater up here because the water is a little cold, just to help bring up the temperature a little bit quicker. Since the water change, it took about an hour and 20 minutes to do everything. But yeah, so you guys will probably be a little while for my next update, just because I'm taking it slow, adding corals and fish. I do have a cleanup crew that's up in the coral quarantine. It's been up there about a week. Those will be the next members or livestock to go in. Until next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll get you more updates soon.